Hey guys, and welcome to a Spectres of the Rail video talking about one of the most major updates to the game in a long time, and that is the destruction of the Void and the change to the way we farm Void items. Now, I've had a heck of a lot of people extremely concerned as to how they're supposed to farm the Void now, and I guess that comes a lot from the confusion and not understanding how the system actually works now. So the first thing you're going to notice when you log in and check the star map, you will find that the Void is nothing more than a normal tile set now. You require no keys or anything to be able to play, although you will need to unlock each of the nodes now. You will also notice that you have no Void keys. They have all been converted into Void relics. Much like the old system, you have tier 1 to 4 of these relics, with the Lith era, Meso era, Neo era and Axii era. What these are effectively Tower 1 to Tower 4 of the old system. However, you don't have specific mission types tied to these relics anymore. What you have with these relics instead is certain Void rewards tied to certain relics. Take the Lith S2 relic, for example. You can see in the background, high chance of Act Bronco Prime Blueprint, Nyx Prime Blueprint and Carrier Prime systems, and then the chances to drop rarer items get included, such as the Kavasa Prime Band, Former BP and Soma Prime Stock is the rarest of them all. So that is not all you can do with the Void relics. You can refine them using the Void traces to boost your chances of the rarest loot dropping from that specific relic. To do this though, you need to unlock the Mars Junction on Earth, which is going to give you the Void relic segment once you actually complete it. So take for example the Lith F2 relic you can see in the footage behind. By making the relic into a Radiant relic with the use of the 100 Void traces, we have vastly improved our chance of picking up that Vauban Prime Blueprint that everybody wants. So how do you actually use the relics and how do you get the Void traces? Well, for this you need to head over to your star chart and go to the top mission selection bar, go to the one that looks like two wiggly lines, which is the Void fissures. As you can see on here, the fissures are named Lith, Meso, Neo and Axii, showing you exactly what relic you'll need to use to get the reward from that particular mission. But one of the most important things to notice is that these Void fissures, they might not be in the Void anymore. The footage in the background shows us going for a Meso node with the C1 relic because I badly need Former, but what we need to do is to find the Void tear, we need to interact with it to open it, at which point enemies start absolutely pouring through the tear. From then on you start dealing with the enemies of the normal mission, plus a ton of Void enemies at the same time, so it gets really crazy really quickly. But what you need to do is kill all the Void enemies and hope they drop reactant. When you get that, you need to pick it up and jump through the fissure with it, 10 of which is going to seal the fissure and give you the Void reward at the end of the mission. However, while killing these enemies, they will drop the Void traces you need to refine your relics. Now these are affected with the normal farming techniques like Necros or Hydroid, and since they are resource, they are affected by resource boosters as well as the luck buff from your new RNG Kavat. Now the best way to farm these we sort of found was to fill the Void fissure up to 90% and just sit there killing and then just close it as late as you can. You have a timer on the screen, it will tell you when that fissure is going to close, and you're actually just going to fail the fissure entirely if you don't close it by then, so you really need to make sure you're paying attention. But doing that as far to the end of the timer as you can, you've got the higher chance of getting more Void traces. Now the thing about this is if you go into a mission with a squad of 4, each of you have got your relics, then you actually get to make a choice between the 4 rewards as to which one you want. So I don't actually have to feel guilty about getting a Former and picking a Former when people are looking for prime parts. Finally, if your key gets people picking the rewards from it, you will get extra Void traces as a reward for them doing that. In terms of picking up the relics, they are acquired exactly the same way as keys were gained previously. Rewards in endless missions, syndicate key packs, that sort of thing. So not really anything to worry about there. It's no more difficult even. However, I'm not going to talk too much. In fact, let's talk about the new system a little bit because I do have a couple of concerns. Firstly, I do want to say that I really like the idea in principle. The idea of going to other tile sets, other game modes, that sort of thing is amazing. Void fatigue was a genuine thing, and this is something to tie the Void back into the world again. Make it actually feel like part of the Warframe universe instead of some separate thing. However, naturally there are a couple of issues right now. Firstly is the spawning of a billion nullifiers, bombards heavy gunners coming through and immediately knocking you down when they spawn behind you, rather than a mix of everything. This is an issue they are aware of, and you are going to see a change during a hotfix this week. Secondly, the rate that you burn through your relics is effectively 4 times faster than it was previously, because instead of 1 key for rewards, it's 4 keys, 4 rewards, or 4 potential rewards, because you don't even get necessarily 3 of the rewards. If you all vote for the same thing, you get 1 reward out of 4 keys. So you can actually possibly spend a lot more time farming for these relics than you actually did previously. Now we do need a bit of time to see how the increased drop chances, combined with the ability to skew the rewards towards the rarer parts, actually plays out. It's way too early, way too early, to see how it's going to affect it realistically, although it is something we do need to be aware of. But all in all, I'm actually quite happy with the change to the Void. Couple of changes, tweaks here. It could just be what the Void grinding has been needing for some time now. I'm going to be honest with you guys, burnout is a realistic problem for any content creator. There is no stronger time that burnout rears its ugly head than when a new Prime comes out. I feel that this new Void could be a better way to farm for new stuff. It's fast paced, all over the Warframe galaxy, and it means if you don't like a certain mission type, you don't necessarily need to run it anymore. I am so bored of T3 survival, or the old T3 survival, just survival in general. But the Void parts I farmed this weekend, I haven't run survival once, and that excites me more than anything. Now I know emotions are running high right now, guys. Just keep it calm, give good, well-structured, constructive feedback on these things. This is only the first iteration of the system, and they have said that things will change if it's not working as intended or hasn't worked out quite how they wanted. Just give it some time. Things will come good. I would love to hear your feedback on the system in the comments below as well. Try and keep it civil. As I said, I know emotions are running high, but let's at least try and keep it constructive. More guides for the new content are going to be coming in the next few days, as well as a continuation of my quest series, which I'm actually having quite a bit of fun recording. So stay tuned for that, and as always, many thanks for watching, and I shall see you in the next video.
So let me give a quick explanation to people on stream what we're about to do. So what we did before, like mission, was for the Void Fisher. You do those missions to get the Void. You do those missions to get the Prime parts. Now, if you look over here for that specific mission which we just did, as you can see over here, the percentage for Vauban Prime is very low, as you can see by this blue dot over here, versus the percentages for the rest of them. Now, when you've got 100 Void Traces, which drop from the enemies you kill and, from completing that Fisher thing, when you get these Void Traces, you're at 100, you can use the Radiant to skew your resources or your drop chances for the rarer stuff, so it's a higher chance for the rarer stuff to drop. As you can see, just by highlighting the Radiant thing, the percentage chance for Vauban Prime has just skyrocketed by 50%, while the other drop chances have dropped down. So that basically means Vauban Prime now has a much higher chance of dropping. Now me, Dimitri, and Headshot have got 100 Void Traces, and we're all going to be upgrading it to the Radiant thing, which we're going to do right now. So now we've refined it, and we've done it like that, and we've got to... Wait, what? The fuck is that? Okay, so it says Lith F2 Relic, and it's one owned, and you can see the difference between the unrefined and the refined version. So when we go into the mission, we're going to use the refined version. Dimitri, have you refined it?
Yep. I have refined it, and I am hosting the thing.
Yep.
Cool. So we're going to go in, and now we're going to see how it basically skews the rewards for us for getting the Vauban Prime stuff. Technically, it should be a much higher chance. With 3 people with 50% chance of getting Vauban Prime BP, we should have a much better chance of actually getting that as opposed to what we've been getting before. Where we kept getting do it, man.
And...
Get fucked!
Hold on, I'm afraid I have some sad music to play on my stream right now.
Oh my god.